So, mhm, welcome to Chat with Madam with Ass. So, listen, I don't know what I was doing during the 10 years of The Walking Dead when it started in 2010. I first saw the show or started watching it like a year and a half ago. What an outstanding show it is. I've watched it, I'm probably on my fourth time watching the entire series. Um, I used to love horror movies and gore and things like that. And I hadn't watched a horror movie in a couple of decades, you know? So the first time I watched The Walking Dead, um, oh my God, every time I would see the walkers, I would fast forward, and try to figure out what happened. My heart was palpitating, the suspense. The very first time I watched it, I skipped over so much. Then I watched it again because, after a while, I noticed when I watched it the second time, you kind of get used to the walkers. And then there was still some parts I had to fast forward. The third time I watched it, I was able to watch everything except there's only one part in The Walking Dead I never watched. And that's the part when Negan kills Abraham and Glenn. I always skip over that part. Don't want to see it. I've watched all the spin-offs. I've watched Fear of the Walking Dead. I've watched Tales of the Walking Dead, which was kind of hard to get through, Tales of the Walking Dead. I tried to watch the other one, the other Walking Dead series. I can't even tell you the name of it because it sucks so bad with the kids in the school. Yeah, couldn't do it. But I'm caught up with Daryl Dixon and Carol, and of course, Dead City. Um, Let me tell you something. Negan and Maggie gonna be fucking. I know it's disgusting. It's hard to visualize. It's something that nobody would want to happen, but it's gonna happen. I see it. The writing is on the wall. Why the powers that be, whoever those individuals are, who are responsible for the storyline, why they would want to piss off the audience again. Because from what I understand, I didn't live in real time, but when Negan murdered Glenn, from what I understand, the viewership plummeted. A lot of people got pissed off and stopped watching it. So I'm not sure why they would want to piss off their viewers again, but it looks like, to me, that Negan and Maggie are going to fall in love. I wonder how all the other characters are going to feel about that. I can't wait for Rick and Michonne to find out. Bigger than all of that is, shoot, what about Herschel? Now you got a wayward son, to say the least. And, yeah, they really gonna piss off Herschel. And he's already a little villain at 14 years old. Herschel might just want to kill his mama. And could we blame Herschel if that's what he wants to do? Really? I mean, how would you feel? Herschel wasn't there for the actual murder of his father. That was just beyond brutal. And as much as Maggie loved Glenn and Glenn loved Maggie, the way Negan pulverized Glenn's head, it was nothing but chunks of mush when Negan got through with that bat. How you can turn around and get the hots for a man like that did that to the love of your life, I don't know. But the powers that be over the Walking Dead, they'll make her get the hots for Negan. Okay. I don't know how you can orgasm over a penis that did that to your husband. Right in front of you, no less. But, I guess it's entertainment. But go ahead, the Walking Dead franchise, go ahead and piss off people and have Maggie come all over this man's dingling. Go ahead and do it. I dare you. Some things you just ought to not touch and just leave it alone. So the last episode of the last season of Dead in the City, finally, Maggie has genuinely forgiven Negan and was able to put all of that behind her. I don't know. I keep ruminating over the love scene between Negan and Maggie. Man, is that going to be hot and steamy. And as much as it's going to piss people off, you're going to sit there and watch it. So you can be pissed off even more, right? Lord help these people. But yeah, I don't know. I was just busy during the years that The Walking Dead was on. I'm glad I saw it like the year after it went off, because it was on for like 10 years. I never even heard of the show, actually, surprisingly. But I'm glad that I watched it when I did, because I don't think I could take it with the cliffhangers and you gotta wait 6 to 8 months for the new series to start. Yeah. I'm glad I was able to binge watch and fast forward and watch it the way that I have. But The Walking Dead has become my all-time favorite show. And I must say, I really liked the first 5 seasons. Not that I don't like the rest of the seasons, but I'm saying that because it was raw, it was gritty, it was realistic, But now, when you get to Dal Dixon and Dead in the City, it seems very comic bookish. The villains, like in Dead City and Dal Dixon, they just seem, and I know it's based on a comic book, but it's very comic bookish. It's not like real and raw like the first 5 seasons of The Walking Dead. The villains seem to be not comic bookish at all. So I watched Dal Dixon and Dead City. It wasn't much of a struggle. It's just that, it just doesn't have that real grittiness to it, like the first 5 seasons. of The Walking Dead. And I think that's where the franchise should go. Go back to the real, raw grittiness of it, you know? And that's pretty much all I wanted to share about The Walking Dead. Get ready to get pissed off, because it's coming. It's going to happen. And I've been screaming this for a couple of years all around the internet, you know, in different people's comment sections. And now I'm starting to see people talk about it. And I know that came from me. Was nobody thinking about this? Nobody was thinking about Negan and Maggie bumping uglies. I kept dropping it in comment sections and in chat rooms of various Walking Dead channels. And now I see people starting to make videos about the possibility of Negan and Maggie. And I'm reading comments and people are like, they better not do that shit. They better not do it. They better not fuck. Hey, it is what it is. But, you know, if I watched a man beat my husband's head in with a bat wrapped in, what's that wire, chicken wire, whatever, until his brains look like chunks of watermelon, I'm not sure I could ever get to the point of forgiveness. And if by the grace of God I could forgive a man who had done that to my husband, there's no way I can get the hots for him after that. But it makes for good television, right? I suppose. All right. Let's stay tuned and see what happens. Thanks for tuning in. And please hit the like button. And hi, spooky little John. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Catch you later. Bye.